Prepare yourself to ingest current events, pop culture, and politics with a side of Latin flair.
Badges? I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
This is the Chris Salcedo Show on the Blaze Radio Network.
Glad you're on board, everybody. Telephone number is 888-900-3393. 888-900-3393. That's the Broadway studio line. June Campbell is my guest right now, founder of Campbell Christian Academy. The simple, old school, and I mean old school approach, which is having the single house schoolroom where you have all grades commingling and describe how you guys do things.
We do have a one-room schoolhouse, just like back in the old days. And in that one-room schoolhouse, we teach children how to read, and we teach them math. We teach them reading by phonics, the old-fashioned way that's always worked. Some people don't really know what phonics is. It means learning the sounds and putting them together to make words. It's not the sight method. Our kids can read any word because they have the tools in their toolbox. And it's the same thing with math. We teach math the old-fashioned way, where the children actually memorize the math facts. And so they're able to do any problem quickly and accurately.
All right. Now, it kind of reminds me of the old Little House on the Prairie, that series back in the 1970s where, you know, America got to be a little nostalgic and look at the single room classroom. What are some of the advantages that you've seen, especially, I guess, and I can already probably surmise, the younger children benefit from the older children and their experience? I can imagine that's got to be a plus.
Oh, absolutely. I love it that we don't have any age segregation, although we do keep the younger children at school certain hours and the older children come in later. But probably the most important thing that we do is that we know children and we know that they have little attention spans. Chris, college-age students are only suggested to go to class about 15 to 17 hours a week. And I don't know what makes anybody think that a little child can handle 40-hour weeks. So we have the children come just short hours for those little attention spans. Okay.
Now, in your introduction there, I said that these pre-K through sixth grade students are learning at an accelerated pace. Give me a measure, if you will, because I'm sure you've taken these measurements. What is their academic performance looking like compared to public education?
Oh, well, it's the difference in night and day. Our motto is bite-sized pieces make up a big meal, and that's what we do to get these children so advanced. By that, what I mean is they master little bits before going on. You know how in the public schools they have a curriculum that's point A to point Z during the year, and the children are either going to get it or they don't. That's not the case that it should be, and that's not what we do here. Here we teach the children a process of learning. We actually teach them how to learn, and honestly, I don't ever hear anybody talking about a process of learning. The child is just given something and expected to learn. But at Campbell Christian Academy, we take just little bits, master it, a little bit more, master it, and work all of that together. They have to be taught as individuals. They have to know that they can't go on until today's lesson is mastered, and of course, with lots of review.
June Campbell is my guest right now, founder of Campbell Christian Academy. So June, there are all kinds of, and I don't have to tell you this, obstacles in your way, especially from the establishment of the public education system, those who have plugged themselves in, the government money, the government accountability, all this kind of stuff. But how do communities go about replicating what you are doing? So, because at the end of the day, in my mind, it's just about making sure the kids are educated and educated well and successfully, rather than making sure that unions get paid or all that nonsense.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we hear so many bad reports, but teaching is still a joy for me because we get to get those first things first that they don't. Mm-hmm. In other words, we get to teach things to the children in the right order. For example, you can't teach a child history if he can't read. You can't teach a child chemistry if he can't do algebra. He's got to learn first things first, and that's what they need to do to replicate this. They need to go back and establish the first things first method of reading and math, because without reading and math, you can't do anything.
Right. I got about 30 seconds left. So how has your academy been received from those in the community, and in particular those in public education? Have you been warmly received, or have you been looked at askance?
Well, in our community of people who are here at our school who have children here, we're looked at in very high esteem, because they know that this is where their children are really, really learning, and that this is what is going to take them academically the rest of their days. From the public community, well, that's a whole nother ballgame. We're looking at.
I'll bet. Yes, I know. When you put kids first instead of unions and the whole institution, I understand that you run afoul of a lot of people who are invested not in the success of children, but invested in the institution rather. The place where you need to go, folks, is CampbellChristianAcademy.com. That's CampbellChristianAcademy.com. If you want more information. June Campbell, thanks for being here on the Chris Salcedo Show.
Thank you very much. It was a joy.
All right, thank you. Yeah, something that's working. God, we might have fewer examples of Ferguson, Missouri, if we start teaching our kids and replicating what's going on at Campbell Christian Academy. Just saying. On the Salcedo Show, don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the Chris Salcedo Show.
Part of Generation Blaze on the Blaze Radio Network.